My traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies. The dawn is breaking on the stage that holds our final destiny. And so my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, the show must go on. And on today's episode, Das is already here to be special. Okay. What I was going to say, even before I turned on the camera, what I was thinking, I was like, this is technically not a yellow transmission. And then I got, yes, it is. And I was like, okay. I wasn't planning on doing like an actual transmission yet. Like I was planning on doing a discussion based on a very interesting series of public, very, very public synchronicities. But apparently this is going to be a transmission because what I've been doing recently, what I thought the next transmission was going to be about, like the official one, was about the Yellow Lodge. Because I had posted some stuff about like apparently Crowley spoke on a Yellow Lodge, and I went to do research for possibly where he spoke about that. And I found like, it's not really the information I'm looking for, but like he talks about the Yellow School in Magic Without Tears. And the Yellow School is not the same thing as the Yellow Lodge, but I'm going to finish reading Magic Without Tears and maybe I'll like table the stuff about the Yellow Lodge for now, or at least I'll keep doing my research as I read more of his work to see if I come across it. But like that lead came from Alan Greenfield in an interview he gave in the Sitting Now podcast. And he just mentioned it very briefly. So I thought that was going to be the next transmission. And then this whole thing about opening your clown chakra popped up. And the person who runs the Spirit Science channel made like a very brief video about how the clown chakra is evil and you shouldn't open it. So like you should go look at all of that because I saw that and I was like, oh, what now? The clown chakra is evil. And so when I watched it, I was just like, oh, this is super interesting. Because in my opinion, the people who experience the energy or entity that we are calling the clown or the yellow jack, these tend to be liars. These tend to be people who have been concealing the truth from themselves or others and have built themselves up very bigly on deception and lies and usually spreading that to other people. The clown tends to go into the negative when someone can't handle their own truth or a particular truth of history, about their personal history, cultural history, something like that, or a truth about themselves. And that's what the trials of the Yellow Jack are. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned the trials before, but when you start engaging with the Yellow Jack, if you choose to, by the way, before I start, like I'm already getting into this, but if you like typically watch the general reads and you haven't really watched anything about the yellow transmissions, if you are someone who absolutely does not want to be involved in any sort of occult topics, if you are someone who is very much like I deal with the angels, the saints, the Holy Spirit, Jesus, like that kind of stuff, like this is really probably not going to be for you. You are very much welcome to stay and listen. But the thing I want to address about this is whenever we're talking the yellow transmissions and the yellow jack, this is a particular being that is more chaotic neutral. It's a very, very weird being. It is a being of truth, but depending on how you are encountering it, it tends to act as a tower. It's not something that happens immediately. This tends to be a being or entity that functions over a long period of time, like years. So if you started interacting with it, it wouldn't be like some random horrible thing that's going to happen to you. And you can actually pull away and kind of not deal with that being yourself. So it's not like something that you're inviting into your life and all this horrible shit's gonna happen to you. Like it's not an evil being. But I understand why people like that would perceive it that way. But like, again, if you really don't want any sort of associations with that, that's fine. This is just not your video. It's not your video because I'm all about stuff like that. But, so just go into more of the general reads because this stuff tends to be clearly labeled. So, the trials of the Yellow Jack, there are 3 stages of the trials. And the first 2 stages are just like the Jack starts giving you truths to sit with and encounter. And these can be truths about anything. It tends to start around things that don't involve you. So these are going to be truths about history, culture, other people, things like that. It reveals truths that are progressively more and more uncomfortable to see what you can sit with. And then like the second phase is the one where it starts confronting you with truths about yourself. And I'm saying it's a phase, these kind of like, they go together. They kind of meld all into one, but like the second phase is like the more intimate one, obviously. And that tends to be the one that people like fail. In my opinion, someone who's very publicly failed the trials of the Jack is Jordan Peterson. And you'll notice he started like talking about the Joker a lot. He started using a lot of Joker quotes and like his mental health completely deteriorated. Why? Because he had built his career off of self-deception. He was offering people like self-help advice that he himself had not followed. And so if you're doing something like that and you're refusing to confront that truth, well, with the Jack getting involved, the Jack is going to show that to you. And if you resist it, it's like that's when things get nasty with this being, because what it does is it terrorizes you with the truth that you won't accept. That's why people will experience this being or entity as evil or mean or nasty. It's not. That is the truth of that person that they don't want to see. So then there's the third trial, which I'm not getting into because it ties directly into the star Heliodor. And the only way you can even hope to complete the star Heliodor at like the individual level, at the microcosm, is if you complete successfully all 3 trials without going mad. And like the third one is like, to me, it's like the, like some people are going to think that second one is super difficult. And then for people like me, you'll probably find like the third one the most difficult. So I've actually done, like I've successfully completed like kind of the first and the second trials, even though that kind of stuff, it keeps going on. It keeps going on, like the Jack will continually confront you with uncomfortable truths. That's just for as long as you're interacting with this being, that's what it does. And then the third trial is the one that I'm just like, I don't even know that I can complete that successfully. Like that's the one that I'm very resistant to. And fortunately, it's not something that is ever like forced on you. Like none of this is ever really forced on you, but the first 2 tend to be something that like happens to everyone anyway. And I don't know that the clown is involved with all like getting people to realize the truth about themselves, but at least when it's involved with this process, like it does. So for some reason, like I'm just very, very interested in exploring what this whole clown chakra and the issue with the spirit science channel. I'm interested to know what these particular events mean kind of symbolically or within the context of what the yellow transmissions are, because I guarantee you like what's going on there is more representative of what like this means at the macroscopic level. People like that. And intuitively what it means to me is for this go around of however things play out with like the star Heliodor or whatever, people who have built themselves or their empires or their careers off of deception are like going to be exposed and possibly destroyed. And so for someone also who like gets a taste of the clown and they experience it as evil, what that person knows deep down is what they've essentially got on them is the black spot. And that's like a calling card. It's kind of like, if you see someone talking about the clown or the clown chakra or something like that is evil, that person has a target on their back. They sense impending dread and doom because of how they've built themselves up, or at least that is my intuitive impression. And so we're gonna get some stuff out about this and see where it goes. So I don't even know with this, with yellow star popping up. Like I said, the clown is not like, it's not, well, some people are gonna be laid low by the yellow star. The clown is not a needlessly destructive force. It's a destructive force for like things that are false, right? It's also best if you can treat the clown with like a sense of humor, like bringing like playful humor into things is sort of the best way to deal with this, and not really fear. Otherwise, that's where you get that like chattering madness from. Like, it's very, very weird, but it's sort of like almost someone going like, life's a joke. Life's a joke. It's something like that. And so if you're like too much of a self-serious person, or you take things too seriously, again, that is very Jordan Peterson, it's gonna tend to go badly for you. Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Oh, okay, like I said, certain people have targets. There are targets on certain people. Queen of Pentacles, and this is like someone who's kind of built themselves up here, like someone of high status. And then this Four of Cups is like, no, I don't. You see how that person has a clown hat on, but they're like being negative. They're like, no, I don't want to hear the messages. I don't want to hear like the truth. The thing is, the clown exposes the jokers. This person is in fact a joker, but they don't want to realize it. That's what's going on. The people who are going to be like celebrating at the banquet are essentially like magicians. Like, those are the people who, magicians specifically. It's not that like witches and people like that wouldn't be celebrating or whatever, but the people who the clown tends to like gravitate towards are specifically like magicians, occultists, things like that. It's not more heavily associated with witches, but it most definitely can be. Because like I said, I'm saying like witches were like killed for this information in the past, but like historically, if a woman was like a magician, sorcerer, alchemist, whatever, like that person would just be labeled a witch. Like they weren't being very discriminating, right? So let's see what's going on here. Occupation, the devil. Four of Pentacles. So people who have like evil jobs, evil occupations, like this is like the devil, right, is also that like enslaving force. People whose jobs it has been to like do that to other people, to like tie them down or something like this. This is like, I thought this was a mirror. It's not a mirror. This is the Four of Pentacles, but it's like, oh, people like taking things from others unfairly, because in this Four of Pentacles, this is like a pawn shop and someone's like not really being offered like the true value of their items. So these are like people being duped by other people. And like all of these coins say Golden Age Magonia on them. But the holding back is like lying. It's devil work because it's concealing what's really there from people. Sudden wealth, Ace of Wands, the Sun. This is like exposure. So the magic, like we're going from the Four of Pentacles to sudden wealth. So it's like this exposure is the magic. Like this is a purpose of the Jack. is the exposure of these sorts of people. Main male, Judgment. 2 of Cups. Well, this is like blowing the horn on someone. It's not necessarily a male. It's just the active figures involved in these sorts of partnerships. Or this is something that like, oh, main male and Judgment could also be those who are active with the Yellow Jack, those who are in partnership with this being or this energy or this process. They are people who will tend to be like whistleblowers themselves. So that's kind of how this, like at this point within the process of what the Yellow Jack is doing, it is this process of exposure. Yeah. All right, let's see here. So let's get more on this. Occupation, Devil, 4 of Pentacles. Oh, they don't want this, they want this. I do have my cheap playing cards now that I am putting my little notes on, but for this particular reading, I am still reading these as the tarot, unless I remember something specifically about the more specialty reads on the playing cards. Nope, they don't want that one. The King of Clubs is the King of Wands. And the King of Hearts is the King of Cups. These are both referencing magicians to me, but one is more scrying, psychic based, or energy or Taoist worker. The other is more of like a spellcaster, that sort of a practitioner. The 4 of Pentacles is clarified by the 4 of Pentacles, or the 4 of Diamonds. The 9 of Swords, so like these people, the 9 of Spades, these people are the ones who are going to be under the most stress through this process. 6 of Clubs, and it's going to be public. Whatever these stress, or like this is something about like trying to hold on to a reputation or hold on to something, that process, if they don't let go, if they just don't like give it up or whatever, that's going to increase their own stress publicly. So I'll probably look at that. Public stress, public stress. So sudden wealth, Ace of Wands, the Sun. Oh, 2 came out. Well, we have a Jack of Clubs here. That's a magical jack. That could be a reference to the clown. That's another practitioner under the deck, the Queen of Wands. 10 of Wands. 3 of Hearts. The Jack of Clubs and the Queen of Hearts. So this is like, Ten of Wands, 10 of Clubs, 3 of Hearts, or 3 of Cups. This is like energy work being done by a group. So that's like, this is potentially like some sort of coven at work with this, with the Jack, or at least one other woman. But we have 3 here. 3 of Hearts, that can be 3 women. I'll have to look at that, but there's like one leader. There's one leader with this Jack, this magical Jack. Queen of Hearts. I don't know, I'm curious about that. I'm gonna look at this kind of together, and then these 2 kind of as one. All right, main male, Judgment, 2 of Cups. of Spades. This is like imprisoning people. Queen of Diamonds. King of Diamonds. Okay, so we have a couple here. Two of Cups. This is a couple. The Joker. There's the Jack. Okay. The yellow Jack in particular, because I don't know if you can tell, but this is like a yellow throne. So I don't know if that Jack of Clubs is just another minor practitioner. And I'm hearing that is also the Jack. But like, this is like a big time thing. Something is likely going to happen at the macroscopic level where a particular couple, the Jack is going to affect them in some way. Imprison them, like they're gonna go to jail or something. We'll see, we'll see. I'll keep the Jack there and then we'll take a look at this couple. So let's see, we're going to look at, on this Occupation Devil 4 of Coins, we're going to look at this public stress represented by the 9 of Spades and 6 of Clubs. The 6 of Cups just kind of flipped over, but I don't know if that is very relevant, other than that's people giving something to someone else. And that's a no. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, well, the 6 of Wands is back out. So we're getting clear, like, it's the same cards. 3 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 3 of Wands, Queen of Swords. So it's like success and then at a distance, like someone speaking or someone judging. 6 is Hierophant. So this is kind of like you said, it's like high level success. I'm not super getting that as like spiritual or religious success, though it could be. Strength. These are like, the 3 of Wands and Strength are kind of like someone's mustering their forces, but it's the people who would be against like these public figures. I don't know if these are visions. The Queen of Swords. Wait, let me check that. The Hanged Man. Okay, these are likely visions. Visions or oracles. I was just checking to make sure that this was not someone who is speaking lies, and that will be exposed. Or perhaps, is this someone who is speaking lies who will be exposed? I don't think so. I think this is more someone speaking about like other people's lies. Let me check. This is someone talking about other people. Like someone is having visions or they're giving repetitive messages with that 7 of Cups. That could be on TV. I was gonna say on radio, but like the Cups tends to have like at least some visual component to it. I'll say radio, but like that's social media or like regular media. If we're talking about the macroscopic level, it's probably something where it's like, it's gotta be somebody with like a really big platform. In which case it probably wouldn't be visions or whatever. It would just be revelations with that Hanged Man. Somebody with enough like oomph behind them would be speaking and revealing like people who are sowing chaos within the community and have made it likely their profession to do so. Here's that King of Pentacles. Though, I mean, I guess that could also be going on at like the minor level if you know that you're someone who also does this. So now we're moving on to Ace, Sudden Wealth, and the Sun. We're going to look at this 10 of Wands, 3 of Cups first, because that's striking me as some sort of like group magical work. Oh, the Tower. Now, here's the thing. That does not necessarily have to be actual people, because these playing cards that I'm using now are beings of the earth. So that 3 of Cups could simply be forces or beings that are also related to the Jack, creating tower moments for certain people. That is the energy work that they do. King of Pentacles. It's for people in power. Tower moments for certain people in power. Like, they're the ones who are under the stress. Okay. Are these people who are doing this magic, or is it beings? It is likely people. I've got the Lovers, the Ten of Wands again, and like the Six of Cups. These are likely people. How do these people, well, obviously if I know of the Jack, like other people know of the Jack. These are practitioners. These are other people who are like magicians, witches, whatever, who already know about the Jack. Or at least like they are in line with that energy, even if they're not calling it. They're in line with that force, that greater force. Whether they know it, these people like don't know it, I don't think. They don't know what they're actually working with, but they are some sort of like practitioner here. Nonetheless, it's like, it's designed to do the same thing that the Jack does. So what is, I'm looking at now, the Jack of Clubs with the Queen of Hearts, because these seem like this seems like a leader. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, like a High Priestess. Seven of Pentacles. This is someone who's kind of like, they're being presented, this is the Yellow Star. They are being presented concrete information or things from the Yellow Star, from the Yellow Jack, High Priestess, and they are watching things develop. The Yellow Star's development in the material world as this judgment that is rolling through. So at the moment, it's sort of like the Jack is rolling through the environment as kind of like a karmic force. They are sort of like a horseman, because again, the animals that are associated with the Jack are four-legged creatures with hooves. The Jack is like a horseman in the sense that it is creating sort of apocalyptic events or destructive events for certain people. The Emperor. I don't know if that's a specific person. The Nine of Cups. And the Chariot. These developments in materiality, because we have the Seven of Coins on that. Seven of Coins is usually slow-moving energy. Throughout this period of whatever the Yellow Jack is doing, things are going to go relatively quickly in materiality. Like, you're going to be seeing things very soon. This High Priestess with the Nine of Cups, this person seems to be, like, satisfied by these developments. But, I mean, if it's creating justice in the world, like, who wouldn't be, except the people who are, like, behind the injustice? This Emperor is the Fool. It's sort of like this person is being presented information about... Oh, wait. Are these bad people, or is this the Hidden Jack? I don't understand. Kind of both. It's both messages, so I'll give both. So this Emperor, who this Emperor is, the Emperor Fool is the Jack himself. It's not a him, it's a them, but for me it tends to present as male. So the Emperor is the King Clown. And who this is also, well, so what I'm saying is the King Clown is giving like secret information. This Ace of Pentacles, this Four of Coins, it's like secret information being given by the King Clown about people, like these people working together, two specific like high priestesses, whatever. So what this also is, the information that is being given is supposed to reveal who the biggest jokers are. The King Clowns in our real world who are keeping secret kind of the work that they do, the way that they tend to operate within society. And likely what is going on here is that these practitioners, whoever they are like listening to these high priestesses, taking that information and then doing work on their own. I don't know if these people know each other. They very well could. But either way, so let's say that you give information on the Jack and you make it public. Like if any practitioners are watching that and are also interested in it or resonate with it, they are going to then like organize some sort of magical operation, spell work, ritual around that thing. Okay, so now we have main male, Judgment, Two of Cups with our couple here, King and Queen of Diamonds. A wealthy couple, and we have the Yellow Jack here as the Joker, which is the supreme form that we would get of the Yellow Jack in the playing cards, because the Joker, I don't know, this one doesn't have like a red and a black Joker, but the black Joker is like the devil or man in black. The Joker would appear as the devil to a specific sort of person who would tend to lose everything as a result from interference from this being. So we have the Five of Coins. These people will either be laid low, or these are people who are profiting off of others, like poverty. Ace of Cups, Five of like Cups. Give me a sec. All right, but what's that? I am confused. Can you give me one card, please? It's like there's like someone who's been like affected by these people who are hearing at least someone's met, because when I'm saying the clown, right, I'm telling you, that's my language. That's the way I refer to this. It doesn't necessarily have to be being referred to as a clown by someone else. So someone else who is talking about this some way, there is someone who is hearing messages about like the clown or inspired by the clown, and they are somehow like going to potentially expose something. This is going to happen. Whatever this work is, it is like liberation work, because we've got the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups flanking the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is like free moving energy, like my cup runneth over, but these two fives flanking it are like indicative of a blockage. And underneath this Five of Pentacles, I've got the Eight of Cups and the Devil. And then clarifying the Eight of Cups is the Four of Cups. So it's sort of like someone being presented with something and they go to the devil themselves. That devil could also be representative of the Jack, because I just said the Jack would appear as the devil to certain people who would stand to lose everything that they've gained. No, it's not, the devil is not the Jack in this case. It's representing whoever this like King and Queen of Diamonds is. And whatever work this person in the Eight of Cups is going to do, because this person has heard some message. Now they're Eight of Cupsing it. They're Eight of Cupsing right into the Eight of Coins. They are going to do some specific work that will be seen on the world stage. And it will likely be successful, and it will be at least an event to celebrate by like whoever has been affected by these people. Yes, like here's the thing, somebody's getting exposed, right? Somebody's getting exposed. It's going to be like a big deal. And these people are going to be in the Five of Cups, but like it's going to be some sort of exposure like to the wider community, like showing who these people are. All right, I'm going to look at this to see if we can't get any more information on that. How can we have details on this exposure? What would be seen at the national or international level? Like I say, death. But like, look at that X-ray. It's exposing, like, you see how that person, it like looks like they look like a human, but like they're a skeleton. And that's not a reference to reptilians, okay? We're not getting national exposure about freaking reptilians. So don't even think it. Don't even go there, but it's some sort of exposure of some sort of destructive force. Ten of Pentacles. The Emperor. And the Tower. This is going to be a big fucking deal. Publicly, an emperor is going to face a tower over this Ten of Pentacles. This is something like embezzlement or like some kind of weird stock trading. It's like something with finances, funds, material, that could be something dealing with a corporation, but it's something relatively high level. That could, of course, also be like a political figure because, you know, that's all involved with like weird lobbying and like insider trading. And it's like crap like that. The Emperor is the Four of Cups. This person has like is like ignoring something. They're ignoring, like they're probably getting like messages right now. When I mean messages, I mean like intuitive, like things are about to go really bad and they're like, I can't read that sign. I'm not gonna follow that sign. I can't read Ace of Wands. Like this tower is gonna be like that's gonna be hard to miss. Justice. Justice, Ace of Cups. So whatever this is, there will potentially be some sort of like eventual redistribution of wealth, or else this situation is going to be energetically fair. Someone likely who very much deserves it will be brought to justice. What signs should the collective be looking out for if they are interested? The signs are Judgment. You're going to see someone like prosecuted or something. That could be by court of public opinion, or it will be like legally. If we're talking about finances or everything like that, somebody's going to be like this is some sort of like televised trial, or it is like a televised like, I don't know what it's called, but you know when like people have to go before like the Senate or like Congress or whatever, and they have to like be interrogated or something. It's something like that. Four of Swords, but like I said, like this Four of Swords, like you see how this guy is surprised? It's sort of like this is going to be fairly shocking for people, likely. Six of Cups. You know, it's weird on the Six of Cups. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but this woman is kind of like sitting in like a dining room. And what I'm getting from that, it's like people are going to be sitting in like restaurants or something. And there's going to be like some sort of like, you know how there are like TVs all in restaurants, and like someone's like going to like look up like that. And they're going to be like, hey, breaking news. It's some shit like that. Like people are going to be like, huh, what? And it's going to be like, you're going to be out and about, like doing something, and then you're going to see some sort of breaking news event. Page of Swords, but you can see on this Page of Swords, like this is like the devastation of the Jack. Like this person's like all like clothes are all ripped up and exposed, and they're like sitting on the target, on the dartboard. Like things have kind of gone poorly for that person. This Judgment is the King of Wands. So, this is someone you wouldn't expect. So it's like, I'm not talking about Donald Trump or anything like, because you would expect that, right? This is someone who likely most people would potentially have a good impression of this person. That's why it's shocking. Four of Swords, like this person going, what? The Empress and the King of Swords, that's our couple. This is somehow a couple, but it's kind of like a well thought of couple. Six of Cups, Page of Wands. Like I said, it's like you're going to be going about your daily activities or something. Like I'm looking at the imagery just on the card. It's going to be like it's an everyday event, and then you're going to get this like random communication in. And when I mean communication, I mean it's going to be like on the news. Page of Swords, Five of Wands. So it's like chaos for whoever this is. So like you would see, this would be a very chaotic, like very newsworthy sort of event. This is likely something that would be on like CNN or something like that. It's probably not, like, I mean, obviously it's going to be on the internet due to people reacting to it, but this is probably not something that would break like on the internet, though you never know. But I'm going to hedge and say probably not, probably not. So can we get a potential timeline on this? This will happen potentially in 9 weeks. 9 weeks. Yeah, 9 weeks for the Three of Swords. So for the bullseye on this, the Three of Swords, this like, whatever this painful event is going to be for this specific person. Or 3 people being caught, I don't know. So that could be, but that could also be 9 weeks and 3 days. Yeah, 10 of Swords. No, it's like 9 weeks for the Three of Swords and the 10 of Swords. But that's also 9 weeks and 13 days. So this is relatively soon. I mean, obviously, if I'm right? Like, who knows? How will this impact the world? This will impact the world. 9 of Swords, it might cause some stress. We might have a commotion. 8 of Swords. The Devil. Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, that could be like, there's gonna be like sort of chaos because like these people are going to jail, or these people are being revealed as the devil, or it's just like, the reason why there's chaos, like I said, these aren't going to be people that you necessarily expect. So it could be that like, you don't want to see it. These could be people that you in fact look up to, or you did. 8 of Swords, like, I don't want to see. I don't want to believe that. 9 of Swords, that's too upsetting for me. Like I said, that is the work of the Jack. These people who you looked up to, they weren't what you thought. And you're going to have to, well, I mean, you don't have to, but like I said, the point of the Jack is exposing uncomfortable truths and getting people to deal with that. Knight of Pentacles. While this is like a stressful thing, it's not really gonna disrupt like there's not gonna be riots or anything like that. It's just like upsetting to hear. Knight of Pentacles is kind of like stable stress. So you're gonna be able to carry on with like, you know, the mundane reality of your life. It's not something where we're like, you know, like a 9/11 type of thing. It's not gonna be like that. But look at this Six of Pentacles under this Eight of Swords. I don't know if you can see this well, but it's somebody at a casino, and if there's like this crook over here, this guy's got his winnings, and then there's someone with designs on the winnings. It's like there's like a hidden enemy or a hidden crook or something like that. And it's like, you don't like, that's either you don't want to see, or the thing is you couldn't see it and now you do. But like I said, this is something about finances, likely. The Devil, the Knight of Wands. Like, look at this person. Like, this is kind of a squeaky clean, like, kind of like guy or whatever that's underneath the Devil. Queen of Pentacles as well. The Knight of Wands in this case, the only thing that is indicating in the context of this read is that these are people that you would not have expected to be this way. That's likely going to be the most upsetting thing about this. You might lose faith in a particular idea or institution, or what it will reveal to you is that, like, if you want something done, you're gonna have to do it yourself. Like we can't just sit here and like give up power to other people, because this is essentially what gets done. Like, people cannot be trusted with whatever power that these people have. So let's get a closing message for this yellow transmission, which is some sort of prediction, or at least how the Jack will be functioning. Oh, and something I wanted to mention about things like exposure or whatever, because when people get exposed, even though yes, technically that's like the energy of the yellow Jack, it's kind of like parallel with the Jack, right? It's not the Jack himself or themselves. Typically, when the actual Jack is at work, you are going to see stuff with clowns specifically, or jesters, or jokers, or you're gonna hear circus music, or something like that. That, like, if there is no clown imagery present anywhere, nothing that's indicative of like a circus, or no one's saying like, this is an absolute clown show, or what a circus. Like, it'll be something like that they're saying. If nobody's saying anything like that, and there's no clown imagery, or no one like accidentally like quotes the Joker or some other famous clown, then it's just an event that has happened that, yes, the energy is in line with the yellow Jack, but it is not the Jack directly acting. Because like I said, the way that you kind of specifically know the Jack is at work and it's gone bad is, like I said, you get something like Jordan Peterson. That's like a perfect example, and a perfect public example as well. So what I have here is the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and the King of Cups. Now, I need something on this King of Cups, because I know what those other two are. Eight of Pentacles. This success is likely the work of one particular magician, or the person who heard the message and then like did the work or whatever. That could be that coven as well. Like, there's potentially a particular coven that did spell work on this, and then like kind of one person, or maybe they all like kind of went and did stuff like to actually work for this. Because like I said, people would have to be involved in order, like, when I'm saying magic, but so like there could be people like casting spells or like doing whatever, but then there also have to be people who are either being influenced by that spell work, influenced by the Jack, or they just heard the message and that's how they got influenced. And then they actually went and did like the groundwork or the journalistic work to actually reveal something, right? Because you can't just do a spell and then someone like pops up. It's like you have to have someone doing the actual groundwork for an expose, especially of that magnitude. Eight of Pentacles, the Chariot. This is like incoming. That's quick moving. So there's like a particular, like there's a King of Cups. But like I said, there was a Queen of Cups in the playing cards that was with the Jack. So like I'm telling you, like this coven has a particular like leader who is kind of like leading the charge or something like that. And the final message on this, we have this Ace of Coins, Six of Wands. What in this deck, this Ace of Coins is representing, because this is a deck that is like specifically for work with the Yellow Jack. This Ace of Coins says Golden Age Magonia. That is the successful outcome of the trials of the Jack and the successful and positive completion of the Star Heliodor. This magical work, this particular event, if it is successful, is specifically in line with a successful and positive result on the macroscopic level of what the Star Heliodor is supposed to do, which is to usher in the Golden Age Magonia. So, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, I am your GM, your game master for this, the game of life. I am also, of course, the greatest magician of the age and perhaps the greatest magician of all time. And together, you and I will perform the greatest magic trick of all time. We will reverse the polarities of the world. Make America great for once. Fly this boat to the moon somehow. Shift the world onto the mega happy timeline, perhaps leaving it a much better place than it ever has been before. Because we are, my traumatized babies and mentally ill Barbies, crawling on the planet's face. Some insects called the human race. Lost in time and lost in space. End meaning.